When we first went to the Green residence, we didn't know what to expect.
We got an email from Amy Green about the activity that was going on in her house and how it's just spiraled out of control, and we thought we could help.
We just got her email, read it, talked to her, and figured we'd give it a try.
She asked us to investigate the house, so we thought it wouldn't do any harm.
So I went along with the Chill Seekers to the Green residence to basically see what was going on at their house.
So we went in not knowing what we were going to get. It was our first house call.
There was just a heavy, dense feeling as soon as you walked in. Like something was a little off. But everybody inside the house seemed happy. But like the environment and like the atmosphere was just dense.
While investigating the Green residence, I experienced something that I had never experienced before. I was coming out of the bedroom and walking into the hallway when I saw a dark, shadowy figure that was solid walking down the hallway away from me.
Okay, so when I was walking out of the room, I saw a black figure walk down this hallway, and I thought it was Jim, but him and Amy are downstairs. And now the motion sensor just went off in the bathroom, so.
Yeah.
We started to experience things, from small knocks to being touched.
I felt a lot of kind of like a negative energy up inside their closet in that room especially. And then leaving that room, I also felt like I was being followed too as well.
Towards the end of the investigation, I actually had a panic attack. Something inside of me, I couldn't get over the fact that I thought my children were drowning.
Dude, yeah, we need to go. I'm like freaking out right now that she's not answering the phone. I'm calling it quits. I need to go home right now.
Okay.
I don't care.
Never had a panic attack like that before on an investigation. I don't have panic attacks in my regular daily life. It was so intense that I had to stop the investigation. And once we left and we were outside, I was fine. While Jim was completely alone in the room, this anomaly appeared and distinctly moved down his side. We know this was not dust or a bug because dust shows up as particle flurries, and the wings on a bug are usually visible.
We decided to place a static cam in the same location where we received high EMF readings earlier that day. The Sony CX7 HD infrared camera was recording just fine. Then we got a series of tapping sounds on the mic. After that, the video got real blurry, and later on, went completely out of focus. This camera had over 300 minutes of battery life, and less than an hour into recording, the battery was completely drained and the camera shut off.
We saw a shadow figure, we had communication from a woman, and we knew that there was a child involved in one part of the house. In the other part of the house, there was something very negative, but it was kind of centralized in its own little area. We gave advice on how to help pass on, help put spirits to rest, and we did what we could at that point to help out the family. Over the next several investigations, we were getting communication verifying that something was still with us from the Green residence.
Uncle Pete. Jim. Green. Jim Green.
Jim Green?
Mm-hmm. What?
Jim Green.
Yeah. Who's Jim Green?
Amy Green's husband?
Oh, God. It's somebody following us.
Did it just say?
Did it say it again?
We need to get back to the Green residence. They keep coming through.
They keep
Every investigation, something comes through calling us back there. And we do plan on going back. We've been trying to make contact with them to finish closing that case now that we have Christy to help. So we decided to contact Amy Green about what she had been experiencing after we left. Activity in her house had increased. They had actually seen apparitions, and we knew we had to go back. We're back at the Green residence in Modesto, California.
So Jim and I and Tristan were in the playroom. Haley was in her room. And we saw something, we thought it was Haley, come down the stairs and into the kitchen. And Jim said, "What was that?" I said, "Had to be Haley. She's getting something in the kitchen." So a few minutes go by, and Jim got up and came in here, and he was like, "She's not in here." So he called upstairs, and she popped her head out the door, and she's like, "What?" It wasn't her.
Oh, wow.
And there was nobody.
And then tell me what happened in the baby's window.
So last Monday or Tuesday, I had a doctor's appointment, and Jessica, our babysitter, came and picked up Tristan. And I went and got ready, and I was just home by myself. And I went into my bedroom to the bathroom to get ready to go to the doctor. And then I went into Tristan's room, opened up his window to air out his room, and then I left. 2 minutes later, Jessica texted me and asked me when she left with Tristan, which had been 20 minutes prior, did I wave goodbye from Tristan's bedroom window? I was all, "No, I just left his bedroom window right now." So I was getting ready. I wasn't even in his room. And she said that her and Tristan both looked up and waved goodbye to me. I was like, "No, it wasn't me."
Tonight we're going to be doing some experimental communication. We're going to be using a wireless mic system. We're going to be placing 4 of these wireless mics that transmit using radio frequencies to this receiver, and then from the receiver they get mixed into one audio output and recorded onto this digital recorder.
I can
This is going to be pretty cool because we're going to be able to place these throughout the room, and like I said, they use radio frequencies to transmit. So if you believe spirits can communicate like using a spirit box and manipulating radio frequencies, that adds to it more than just capturing EVPs. You could be capturing spirit, manipulation of the frequency itself.
We started our investigation in the bedroom. As soon as we entered, our static cam in the hallway picked up this light anomaly.
Andrew, me, Carissa, and Keith. We want to thank whoever can hear us right now for all the response and everything that we got from you last time. We really respect that this is your place. We understand that you are here to do good, and I do not want to disturb that at all. We do just want to communicate a little bit more to verify and validate everything that we had experienced and everything that we had felt and everything that we had heard and recorded last time. Before I start asking questions, I just want to know that there is somebody here. Can you please let me know that you're here by communicating with me through light? By touching these lights here in my hand. Is there anybody in here with us right now? I just saw a little blink.
Yeah, I got it. That was a blink.
Is that a blurp?
A blurp.
Thank you for letting me know that you're here. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hold my hand. Let me know that you are here a little bit more. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I'm going to get started asking you some questions if you don't mind. Have you tried to show yourself to the family? Is there another entity here with you?
Oh wow.
There's
I
two.
got chills in my legs.
start asking how many by number.
Are there 2 of you here? In this house? Are there 3 of you here in this house?
Just 2.
Are you protecting the family from the negative entity in this house? Would you like to see this negative energy gone? Or are you the Dark One? Because I'll tell you what, if there's something negative in here, you are not welcome in this home by the family. And I want to know that you're here. Don't be a coward.
What do you want here?
Do you hear that?
Yeah, that was clear. I heard Jim
They're
again.
asking for Jim again. Is there anything negative? So clear.
What did that say?
Sound like kill me. That's what I heard. Oh shit. What do you want with Tristan? You seem to be in his room, waving to him, scaring him. What do you want?
So I'm going to tell you this much. Anything that's negative in here, you better get what you have to say out now, because I'm going to personally make sure that this house is cleansed of negative energy.
Did you just drain that camera battery? Are you going to use that energy to manifest tonight?
Something's trying to affect me right now. I can totally feel it. I feel like something is just like squeezing on my brain. I'm not kidding. Like, it's the best way I can feel to describe it. I'm like fighting it
Happy
so bad.
thoughts.
I am like just trying to picture
You
like my
stole
life.
that energy from our camera. Use it.
Don't try to take me over. Use the
Show
energy that you
yourself.
already got.
Make a noise. Say something through this spirit box.
The only person I'm allowing to connect with me is the positive energy in this room, in this house. That's all that is allowed to connect with me.
You're so strong, why don't you come touch this? I bet you can't do that.
If you're trying to communicate, don't try to communicate through me. Communicate through this.
This thing
I
hasn't
need
said
to know what
anything
you want to
for
say.
a
I
while
need
now.
to know. I need to know what you
Because
want.
it's going through.
It's trying to go through me. I can't do that for you.
Go through this device.
You have to use
Leave
the
Chris
device.
alone.
I'm not trained to help you.
Andrew, step it over
I'm
here.
not a medium.
You're blocking my static.
I am not a medium. You have to try to come through the device. I can only tell that you're there.
I think we need to step out.
I have to.
Yeah.
I think I have to step out of the house for a minute, guys.
Kristen needs to go. Oh gosh. I'm not gonna leave you out here alone.
The whole time I was in there, I was just fighting, like mentally and emotionally, just to try to like stay solid. And I had to take a break because it's draining me. I'm exhausted. It drained a battery, and then as soon as it drained the battery, it felt like it was coming onto me. I'm not gonna panic. I just gotta collect myself for a minute, and then we'll go back in. But I'll tell you one thing: that negative shit is not gonna stay here. I'm gonna come back personally with whatever I have to come back with to make sure the only thing in this house is the positive energy that belongs here. That's all that I want here for this family. I really respect this family, and I want that for them.
The wireless mic system we had set up in the bedroom recorded a couple voices.
Who am I speaking with? I see the same voice, like that faint.
There's a faint one, then there's that real deep one after it.
I hear like a real faint, like, woman's voice. Did you just show yourself to me? Right behind Keith? I saw somebody tall, like their head was like a whole head above yours.
That's not good.
Something wants us out. You want me out. I want to hear you tell me clearly. I want to speak to the nice, gentle lady that I'm hearing. Oh, shit. Did you hear that say leave? Hell, leave.
Yes, that was so...
Dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I've never
heard that before in my life like that.
Oh man, I hope people are becoming like this out of blue.
Do you know that you're dead? Yeah, you're dead. Do you know that? Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
After the second investigation of the Green residence, activity increased at my house. I saw the most clear apparition that I've ever seen in my life at the top of my stairs. He was all white, two-dimensional, and I could only describe it as something that looked like I had sketched it on white paper and cut it out. And it wasn't in my peripheral vision, it was right in my focal point. I stared at him, and he stared back at me. So right after I saw the apparition at the top of the stairs, I sketched it. There was no other way I could describe it, but it did look like a sketch.
Usually for me it's before or after I go someplace, I'll start getting just like a mental image in my head that that just won't go away. And until I sit down and put it on paper, it just kind of constantly is in my head over and over and over and over again. This is what I was seeing before we went to the Green's house for the final investigation. It had been in my mind's eye for about a week, so I put it down on paper and brought it with me to be able to show to the clients.
We knew something had been following us from the Green residence. Just the weird things we were experiencing at the house and stuff. It was in the afternoon and I was playing video games when I heard Carissa call out my name from downstairs. This kind of surprised me because I didn't hear the garage door open and I was the only one here. So I walked over to the banister and listened, and I could hear somebody moving around downstairs and shuffling things around. So I thought for sure she was home. So I went downstairs, and the first thing I did is look in the garage to see if her car was here. And it wasn't. And instantly I got the chills, and I knew something was up. So I looked around, and no one was here.
One night when me and my boyfriend were in bed, he's a skeptic, so like I told him about it. He's like, no, you're probably just dreaming. But I woke up and there was something like a shadow, a dark thing in a hood, like hovering over him. He told me in the morning that he had had an intense nightmare too as well. And so when I put two and two together, I feel that it was something that had came from the Green residence. A couple nights after that, I had seen something walk down my bathroom hall. Same thing too. Other than that, just like getting sick too, like feeling like waves of like nausea and just like lethargicness and depression and anxiety.
And plus, I think it must have been more attached to a relationship than anything, because all of you have like a girlfriend, boyfriend, or couples, and it seemed to prey on you guys more than it preyed on me.
I think before that I didn't really prepare myself, and I think that's why some of the negative energy attached itself to me and my family. I do want to build myself up spiritually before I decide to go on another ghost hunt.
The activity in the house started getting so intense that it started causing problems in our family. I felt like I wasn't even myself, almost as if I was watching my life through my own eyes.
The activity in our home started getting really bad. Carissa just wasn't herself. I couldn't even talk to her. Things were happening all around our house, and it just felt like this negativity just lingering in our home. It felt like a sickness had just came over us, and everything started spiraling out of control.
The activity had reached a boiling point, so we knew we had to do something. I went to a spiritual church one Sunday, and the reverend there is a psychic. She stopped us at the door before we were leaving and told us that we had an attachment. She said that it was non-human, which is something we kind of knew. It wasn't necessarily a demon, but it was non-human. She instructed us on how to cleanse ourselves and our home. Now, we never leave a client in the mud, so we knew that we needed some reinforcements. After learning the Green family was having similar experiences to ours, we returned with psychics Christy and Ellie to perform a cleansing on the home.
When we first got to the greenhouse, there was, I instantly felt some kind of presence.
Right.
So I don't necessarily think it's the house. I think it might have been somebody that was prior here.
Okay.
If you moved in and there was a problem, then it must have been somebody that was prior here.
Not that we brought it with us.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
But you guys have been dealing with it for a long time. And
This kind of thing usually, in my experience, and I think you'll agree, tends to get invited into a space or attached to a person because they're messing with something within the occult.
This house had locks on every single door. The latch locks, the little...
If you look at my door, there's still one on there, like up here.
Every door. And the door over here in the
It's like
front.
a little
On the outside or on the inside?
Outside of every door.
So like they're
locking people in the room.
But that's disturbing.
Every
On the
room.
outside?
I'm telling you,
room in
dude,
this
there was
house.
some funky stuff here in this house
Every
before
room
you
in this
moved
house.
in.
Yeah.
Risk coming
She
through.
just informed me that the bedroom was painted blood red when she moved in. I knew that the presence wasn't going to leave willingly, so I invited the presence to leave with me when I swept the house. I felt a presence with me still for a couple days. It took a while for it to go away. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble sleeping. I felt like someone was watching me consistently. I do know for a fact that the presence was non-human. It was some kind of a demonic force that was in there. My son actually woke up in the middle of the night. He had bruises on his arms from like someone had like held him down. Eventually it died down and it went away, you know, and I've been sleeping fine for about a week.
After we brought in psychics Christy and Ellie to cleanse their home, I think we had really helped this family. They should have a clean, safe home to live in.
We recently did a follow-up with Amy, and the day that we did the cleansing, there was a little bit of activity after we left, but it's been pretty calm ever since.